to the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation, to WIPO, and my good friend Japan, where we always trying to advocate and always speak on all matters related to how do we move the IP framework and the IP policy South Africa forward, and she's a great advocate for it. So welcome. And to last but not least, to our university partner this year, the Mangosuthu University of Technology. You know, every year we look for new partners and universities in order to spread the word of IP, and we're glad that this year is the Mangosuthu University of Technology. It has certainly been a busy year for us as a CIPC, and a busy year in the world of IP. You know, in the last 18 months, we've had 2 diplomatic conferences at WIPO. And many of them, I think both of them are more than 20 years in the making, Maria. And therefore, the world of IP certainly moving forward with new vigor and new purpose. But at the CIPC, we're also pleased that we also had we hosted our first annual Youth IP Awards. So we take a big passion, and I'm very passionate about the use of the intellectual property system amongst young people. The commercialization aspect is vitally important to me, because you might have ideas and you might have inventorship and you might have entrepreneurship, but without commercializing it, it only becomes academic. So I'm very, very pleased that we have hosted the first annual Youth IP Awards, and we are certainly moving into the next phase of making sure that those who won and those that require partnerships will certainly be assisted by the CIPC. We also launched a guide on IP for small and medium law firms, because we firmly believe that not only must there be a concentration amongst bigger law firms, but the world of IP is very large. So we certainly want to see that level of work being spread and the knowledge being spread there at. And we're also now coming off, as you've probably seen, the busy nature of South Africa, and some of you have gone to Johannesburg Airport, you must have been wondering what is happening there, because it's an extremely busy place. Not still normally, but it's extra busy now because we're coming off a week of the G20 and the B20, and I was very much involved in some speaking assignments and meetings there. And we're quite pleased that South Africa and Africa has been represented as far as that is concerned. But now it's time for summer school. And you know, before you start your 2 weeks of intense discussion and intense learning, I must say that looking at the program, it's certainly indeed a very exciting one, and we hope that it keeps you raptured and it keeps you you're focused, and that you take much of the learnings back with you in order to implement what you've heard. So the WIPO-SA Summer School on IP and Technology Transfer is a core capacity building program, which forms part of our strategic focus, not only as entities but as a country. The summer school creates an experience of learning from renowned experts in a multicultural environment, joining an alumni of students sharing a similar interest in IP. This year, the summer school and IP transfer will be hosted both virtually and physically, because we're expanding the number of participants. I'm really glad that is the case, because every year we seem to have a growing number of those who want to partake in the summer school. And therefore, the fact that we have it physically and virtually makes the summer school both effortless and efficient, and indeed a program for many that want to be part of. The summer school provides participants across the world with an opportunity to acquire deep knowledge of IP, so it can be used as a tool for sustainable development. And the fact that we have so many students from around the African continent, we certainly are privileged to the work of sustainable and the sustainable development goals, and taking many of those learnings back to our countries. It provides a great platform to learn about the importance of IP and how they interface with other disciplines to ensure that IP is protected, commercialized, as I've stated, and used for social impact. It further introduces the role of WIPO in the administration and provision of globally intellectual property services and systems. While this IP development program targets university students, young professionals with a business and law background, and government officials whose areas of responsibility require understanding of how the international intellectual property system functions, the program, though loaded, and the agenda further provides an intersection between IP and other disciplines such as health, climate change, traditional knowledge, emerging technologies, and agriculture. The WIPO Summer School on IP and Technology Transfer, through its partnership with respective South African universities, target university students, youth scholars in our communities, and is anchored on the premise that in honing the youth today through IP and the relevance of IP, we will be building a sustainable future where wide respect for IP rights will drive innovation and creativity among the youth. Lately, the IP authorities have been focusing on linking the IP property system with the positive impact it has on the economy, and thus far worked on producing evidence-based reports and studies. In the coming 2 weeks, we'll be covering case study presentations, sharing common best practices on important topics such as patents, trademarks, and copyright, reflecting on real-world examples that highlight the ways a comprehensive intellectual property rights system promotes global social progress. Intellectual property is a great way to global commonality, which promotes sustainability, creativity, and innovation to drive development. The summer school provides a platform for networking, provides an opportunity for attendees to make vital connections with their peers from across the globe, and therefore I encourage you, and I think Maria was stating the same thing, we encourage you to be active participants. Ask as many questions as you like, share your knowledge, and empower yourselves. And one thing that I say every year, to make global friends. So we hope that you will exchange numbers, and many people over the years who have attended the summer school have become great friends and have visited each other's countries. So that is something we also stress. It must not only be a peer-to-peer learning exercise, but indeed one where we grow the global IP community. So with those words, I wish you a very fruitful WIPO Summer School. We hope that the next 2 weeks will be a very meaningful one. And to those who are in South Africa, please enjoy the hospitality of this great province of KwaZulu-Natal. And I hope that you will enjoy the warm seas. That's the one thing about Durban, is that it's got a very warm climate and warm seas all year round. And I see that you have also quite a good social program, visiting all our sites that we have here. I'm quite pleased that you are with us in KwaZulu-Natal. So thank you, have a great time.